Okay, I want to talk to you today about having the hard conversations. Okay, we all have to have them at certain points. Sometimes you may be the boss or leader or manager that has to have a hard conversation with your employee. Sometimes it's the opposite. Sometimes it can be with your spouse or with your child. Sometimes it's as simple as responding to an email that you're like, let me just mark that as unread so that I can pretend it's not there. Okay? How many of you have done that? Let's be honest. And so I was thinking about this the other day because I had an email that I had to respond to. And yes, I did mark it as unread, I think at least just once this time. But here's the thing, and I feel like I've been having this conversation with quite a few of my clients lately, is you have the hard thing here, okay? Whether that's hard conversation, hard decision you have to make, XYZ, fill in blank, right? The hard thing is right here. You're over here. So for you to get from where you're at to just taking care of that hard thing, you can create more space in between, but the reality is the hard thing is still there, okay? So what is the difference if you answer that email right away with the hard answer or the hard conversation or the hard thing that you have to share, or have that conversation right away versus waiting a week to do it or 2 weeks to do it? Because again, you still have to have the hard conversation. So why waste that week or 2 weeks in between there with that heaviness of it weighing on you of like, oh, I have to get to that. Or every time you see that email again of, oh shoot, I should respond to that. Or, oh, I still have to respond to that. It's that negative feeling, that negative energy that enters your system that puts you into every time you see it or every time you think about it, because it's still waiting out there in the wings, needing to be taken care of. So my challenge to you is, instead of waiting this whole time frame of like indecision and putting it off, and it's not going to disappear, right? It's not going to necessarily change what you have to do. So why not just tackle it, do it right away, make the decision right away, have the hard conversation right away, take care of it so that you can lift that weight off your shoulders and just move on. Because usually you're afraid of the things that they might say or the responses that they might have, or what if they do this, or what if they feel this way. Again, they're going to do that or not do that no matter what. So why have all this anticipation, this negative anticipation this whole time, when you could just tackle it? And even if the worst case scenario does happen, then you can at least deal with it then, instead of putting off dealing with it, because you're going to have to deal with it eventually anyway. So you're catching what I'm saying here is, why waste that in between time? You will feel so much better, especially when, think about it, think back to a lot of the decisions that you had to make, or a lot of maybe those hard conversations that you had to have, where all those things that you were worrying about for that whole time frame never even happened. So the email that I marked as unread, I had been worrying like, oh, well, what if she asks me this, or what if she says this back, or whatever. Never happened. I finally just took my own advice, responded the way I needed to respond, and it was a quick, thank you for letting me know, have a great holiday. Very simple, check it off the list, done, moving on, burden off my shoulders, and I can move on, instead of having it sit there in my inbox reminding me over and over and over again of something I don't want to do. So hopefully that makes sense to you. I really hope that resonates with you, and I hope that you accept that challenge to just tackle those things from here on out and not waste that negative energy time frame. Have a great day.